What is up, guys? So recently, in the past couple months, I've gotten a lot of questions of how I like the new NXL bunkers, like how they play, and just my thoughts on the new bunkers compared to the old ones. The NXL for the past 2 years has used that huge, mega big W in the center of the field. Players hated it, they complained a bunch, it was too big, controlled the whole field. So they went to this more modular system. Those 6 bunkers, it comes with 2 bricks, 4 wings, and then you can kind of set them up however you want. You can use every bunker individually. You could make some big mega structure in the center of the field. Kind of do whatever you want. So it mixes it up a little bit, and it's totally unique and a new thing for this X-Ball format. So now you're filled in on what the new bunkers are. Let's discuss. So I've played 2 layouts with these new bunkers and then watched a third. Not the hugest sample size, but then again, these bunkers have only been out 2-ish months. So it's not like there's been tons and tons of points played on all kinds of layouts. But either way, this is what I think. One of the things most players didn't like about the W in the center of the field is it was very, very predictable. Pretty much every point, most teams would send a guy straight to the W. Maybe he would shoot a couple people if teams didn't know he was there, but a lot of the time a guy would go there, the other team would send someone else, they just bunker each other out, and it's sweet. Now it's a 4-on-4, so it was kind of pointless. So it was very predictable, and teams would always send someone there off the break. And then that center wall bunker was just so big, you really couldn't ever put it anywhere else. You couldn't put it on the sideline because it would take up half the sideline. It was just so large, it kind of had to remain in the center. That modular system would just allow you to configure bunkers differently every tournament. And then maybe that variability, just tournament to tournament at least, you're not gonna get guys going to the center bunker over and over and over and over. Depending on that layout, how they set it up, you could get guys going to that center bunker every single point at a tournament, but probably not the next tournament because they're able to reconfigure the center bunkers. And I do think so far, what I've seen at least, whether it's going to be playing the new bunkers or just watching, I do think they've kind of accomplished their 2 goals. Whether it was making the center a little bit more unpredictable, where guys might go there now every couple points, maybe every other point. They're not going there every single point. And then it is different, right? I've played 3 different layouts and the center was different every single time. It wasn't just a huge bunker in the middle. There were different configurations at that center 50. The layouts that I've watched or played have all been somewhat similar. They all had 4 bunkers at the center 50, 2 of them were standing up and 2 of them were laying down. The most unique layout that I've seen, in pictures at least, was the UPL that happened about 2 weeks ago. UPL is an affiliate league for the NXL that takes place most of the time, Southern California, Las Vegas area. They had 3 bunkers at the center 50, kind of in a line, which is very unique. And instead of laying that brick down like I've experienced on most layouts, they actually have it standing up. So it's a big, huge stand-up bunker. It's kind of cool. I like that. And the most recent layout that I experienced was at the WCPPL this past weekend at Camp Pendleton in Southern California. And then on that layout, they did have those 4 center 50 bunkers. 2 were laying down, 2 were standing up, but it wasn't really that playable, so guys weren't going there off the break. There weren't a lot of shots, so you couldn't shoot a lot of people from those center bunkers off the break. There weren't any lanes to lock down or lanes to hold off the break either, so there wasn't really that much incentive to go there off the break. So we most of the time saw teams playing those when it was late in a point, like they were up 2 bodies, or if for some reason they tried to score a point really quick and just do a run through or something like that in desperation. So the center 50 at the WCPPL wasn't really all that playable. And then they used those extra 2 wing bunkers as the first snake bunker. It was way easy to make that first snake bunker just because it was so big. It was very easy to live in. It wasn't that traditional first snake bunker like a little cake. So they utilized that extra bunker to make a massive Snake 1 bunker. It's kind of cool. I like that. Reminiscent of MPPL 7-man days. And then I've also watched and played a sample layout that the NXL released. So about 2 weeks ago, some of you guys might have seen this gameplay footage. You can check it out right up there. I went out to Capitol Edge Paintball Park here in Sacramento, California to watch Edmonton Impact and Sacramento DMG play on the new bunkers. On this layout, it was a little bit more playable. There still weren't a ton of shots, but there were definitely bunkers you could go to, kind of cross up and then lock down the field with. That's something I saw Edmonton Impact kind of do as the day progressed. They were able to figure out that if you sent 2 guys to the wings, they could cross up, shoot across the field, and kind of lock it down. And we also saw Nick Laval going to a stand-up at the center 50. He was able to sometimes shoot 1 guy and then able to do a run-through and then take out 1 or 2 more players. So on that layout, that NXL sample layout, it was considerably more playable than the WC layout. But no matter which layout that I've watched, as long as there are lay down bunkers, like they're laying down those bricks or those wedges, there are gonna be a lot of blind shots. Because those bunkers are just a little bit taller than like the tall cake or the temples, so there's a lot of blind shots over them. If you're at one of those tall cakes or temples, it's just really hard to see a lot of the field because those bunkers are just slightly taller than you are. Yes, you could stand up at them, but it's a good idea not to stand over the top of a bunker. So there's a lot of blind shots because they're just slightly taller than a lot of the other bunkers. So without question, it is definitely easy to get blind shots on people or get shot by a blind shot. So I like those new bunkers. They've kind of gotten rid of those two complaints that most players have, and I assume most people like them too because a lot of people were complaining about, it's so predictable, people just go to the wall and get shot, or the tournaments are all the same. So those bunkers have gotten rid of that predictability and then should add a little bit more variation to tournaments. But we've yet to see anything cool like I would like to see. I want to see all the new bunkers just like piled in the center of the field. So there's just a crazy center 50 bunker. But I don't think that's going to happen because that's the thing that people didn't like. If you make one big center bunker, everyone's just going to go there. So it's just going to be like W all over again. I just think it'd be funny to just like make some crazy center 50 bunker. I think you might see that sometimes at rec fields or just random day of paintball, but it's highly unlikely that the NXL or like, you know, the MSXL or the UPL or whatever it is are going to use the new bunkers in some crazy center 50 arrangement. Just because everyone would complain and be like, this is stupid. But I love the craziness. I really like it. So those are my thoughts. Tons of blind shots. It's different. And yeah, it's unpredictable. I have more opinion pieces where I just like kind of talk about stuff. Let's check out why the NXL should ban padding right there. Or check out some other video right there.